Hello, Mighty Warriors, and welcome back to the Mighty Warriors Devotional series. Today's message is entitled, The God Who Heals, and comes from Exodus 15:26. I was getting furious at these symptoms. They were causing shame, serious embarrassment, and inconvenience. I just could not understand why this was still happening to my son at this age. I mean, didn't he know better? As the symptoms were escalating, I thought it had to be a result of his own complete and utter laziness. But after years of dealing with the problem, we finally decided to visit the doctor, and out of sheer desperation and hitting rock bottom, we got some news. So much sadness and regret when we found out that his symptoms were a roaring, ever-loudening, eventually deafening scream for help. When I was shown the x-ray, I was devastated. It wasn't his fault. His symptoms were escalating because of an illness. The problem had taken over, and he no longer had control. All along, God was trying to tell me, and his body was trying to get our attention. And we were upset and fighting the symptoms, not realizing there was a deeper disease. For years, we blamed him, a child who was screaming for help because he had lost control. But we put all our energy into managing and trying to control the symptoms, only to find that they were just the tip of the iceberg. How often does God try to get our attention when he sees something wrong? At first, he convicts us nicely with grace and compassion, until eventually our Father has to allow us to hit rock bottom and endure uncomfortable circumstances so that we become humble enough to turn to him and ask for a cure. After much suffering and trying to treat the symptoms, we finally turn to him when we've hit rock bottom and our sinful behavior has gotten way out of control. It takes over our lives, ruins our family, causes embarrassment and shame. The symptoms of our lack of control are roaring at us with a loud, deafening, all-encompassing scream for help. But the truth is, the symptoms are just the tip of the iceberg. There is a deeper disease, a sin nature within all of us, where the real problem lies. The reason why we need the Savior, the reason God sent his only begotten Son to save us. His Son, Jesus Christ, is the only cure for our disease, the only one who can deliver us from our symptoms and heal us from the inside out. Like an x-ray, he cuts right through and sees the root, the source of our problem. He illuminates the truth to us in the Bible, and by reading and doing his word, he helps us gain the victory over the disease. Our salvation is through Christ and Christ alone. He is the only cure for our sin nature. Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals, a balm in Gilead, the healer of our souls. Exodus 15:26 says, and said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes. I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Thank you for listening to the Mighty Warriors Devotional Series. Until next time, be baptized and be blessed.